welcome to Above Replacement Radio. I am your host, Chris Gianta. You know what Christy Mathewson wasn't worried about? SIERA. When you're thinking about Pedro Ciriaco, I mean, the only one that can compete is maybe Hannes Wagner's 1908 season. Over there on the other side of the screen is Daniel Curran.
Like, if we just clip together every time we've talked about him on other people's profiles, we've done a Mickey Cochran episode.
I can't get past Rabbit Marinville. It's not necessarily Hall of Fame. It's not necessarily above average, but we can guarantee you we are better than just the standard replacement level college sophomore.
And welcome to Above Replacement Radio, where we're talking baseball kind of whenever. I'm your host, Chris Gianta. Over there, to my actual left, at his house in Voorheesville, New York, is Daniel Curran. How you doing, Daniel?
Yeah, shout out to the actual left.
Yes.
Way better than over there on the other side of the screen. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, the other side of the screen is more well known, but it's special when you're able to do it in person, especially after 2020. I mean, you just couldn't be in person at all.
Is this our first in-person show?
Away from Springfield,
From Springfield, yeah. I think it is. Wow.
It is. First time, off the home ground of Springfield College. We've gone another direction. So, yeah, that's exciting. Tomorrow we are going to. I'm making my first trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame,
which is a crime.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. You're about to turn 21 in November?
Yeah.
It's taken you 20 and a half years, and you live not too far away. You're still on the East Coast. I mean,
still in the Northeast.
I cannot believe it's taken you this long. So, someone had to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm only an hour away. So, I was like, it's All-Star Week. We're going to watch the Derby and the game at my house, and tomorrow during the day before the All-Star game. Chris is making his Cooperstown debut.
Yeah, and I'm looking for everybody. I'm looking for, everybody's from 1869 to today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some action, trying to read some plaques, get some pictures. It's gonna be great.
This is gonna be my first time going post history series.
Yeah.
Which I think it's gonna be the history series definitely gave me a whole new perspective on the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm usually just there for the generally well-known guys, but now now I'm there for Al Simmons.
Yeah.
Now I'm there for Old House Radbourn.
The A's dynasty.
Yeah.
Like Lefty Grove. We gotta see Lefty Grove.
Yeah. Chris and I might be the youngest people ever to take a picture with Al Simmons' plaque.
Yeah, correct.
We might be the only people ever to take a picture with Al Simmons' plaque.
He might be, outside of the Simmons family.
Yeah.
I think we'd probably be the only people. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And
I'm very excited.
And we got that tomorrow. But tonight, as of this recording, we got Home Run Derby, and after that, we got All-Star Game. So we'll start off by getting into the biggest news in the baseball world happening. Ronald Acuna Jr. On Saturday tore his ACL, running down first base, and will be out for 9 to 10 months, and it really is a tough thing to swallow.
This really, really hurts. Acuna is such a big part of the game. I was looking through Midseason Awards, and there's a chance he might have been my NL MVP.
Yeah.
But it's hard to obviously he's not going to win it now. But yeah, this is hard. He's such a big personality in the game. He is such a presence on the field. This hurts in every way possible. It hurts the Braves' playoff chances a lot. In a year where, their other best player is in a contract year and their other best player is off the field for, various reasons, legal reasons.
And then
so this hurts.
They're probably some of their other best players had injuries this year and underperformed. The Braves have been probably the most, I guess, confusing team of the year, I guess. In my mind that I can think of. Maybe not because they're streaky, but just because, the whole year we've been waiting for them to get on a hot streak and it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And this, decreases those chances, and I feel like it puts the Mets in a very clear position to be the favorites to win the NL East.
It does. I mean, if they weren't breaking out when Acuna was there, it's hard to imagine they're going to be able to do it without him.
Yeah.
Especially because he was the best part of their offense across the board. He was the best base runner. He was the best hitter, contact hitter, power hitter. Like everything you could possibly want a hitter to do, Acuna was doing better than anybody else on that team this entire year, and they're going to have to go without that from here on.
Yeah, he's been a spark plug in the lineup ever since he came in. The year that the Braves started winning titles happened to be his rookie year.
And he won Rookie of the Year. I mean, he was not alone for the ride that year.
Yeah, he brings life into the offense, and especially when considering the fact that Ozuna is no longer in the lineup for the Braves. I mean, that's pretty much all your right-handed power that is leaving the lineup.
Yeah, and then obviously, one thing I mentioned to you is like, depending on what happens with Freeman, this could be the ultimate sign of the Braves' window closing.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is a scary thought because, I mean, that team is they're likable. Like, as long as you're not a fan of another NL East team, like, there's a lot of reason to root for this team, in the past. And Acuna was obviously one of them. And it's really tough to figure where they're going to go from here with Acuna being out the rest of this year, Ozuna being out indefinitely. Ozuna's never coming back to the Braves. I mean, that's just not happening. He shouldn't be back in the league ever. And then Freddie Freeman possibly being gone after this year as well.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely closed faster than, or if it is closing, it's closing faster than we expected. 2018 was the early arrival, and then they were supposed to be good in 2019 and 2020 and this year, but hasn't been working out this year. But I think this really puts pressure on the owners not to do anything now, but it must put the idea of what they should do with Freeman on their minds quickly, because I mean, if they don't plan on re-signing him after the offseason, he could potentially be a trade target. I don't think that will happen.
I doubt it.
But I imagine they make some effort to re-sign him after the season.
And honestly, I would still put a decent amount of odds on them re-signing Freeman.
Yeah,
I think he could. I think realistically he probably stays, but I'm not putting a guarantee on anything.
Yeah, I mean, historically the Braves have been like middle of the pack spenders, sometimes on the upper end. It kind of depends how much they believe in the team. And I feel like, they could re-sign him.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, they also have Acuna and Albies locked up on very team-friendly deals as well. So it's not like they're running thin on cap space. Right.
And they have young pitching, not like 3 or 4 guys, but Max Fried and Ian Anderson. And I guess, I mean, you never know what's going to happen with Mike Soroka, but. Especially even if Soroka does come back, you don't know if he's going to be quite the same. But that's another story. So I mean, it's an interesting situation with the Braves. I mean, we haven't previewed them for the trade deadline yet, but it probably changes a lot. I don't see them potentially buying this year. So yeah, it's weird. I think this upcoming offseason will be the biggest offseason for the Braves in terms of where the direction of the franchise is going in recent history.
Yeah, I think you nailed it with that statement right there.
Yeah, it's going to be decision time because I mean the likelihood of them making the playoffs this year just went down a lot as they lost their most valuable player of the 2021 season. Any more thoughts on it?
I mean, probably you kind of said it right there. I mean, one of their most valuable players this season, one of their most valuable players overall over the last decade plus.
Yeah.
This team is better with Acuna in it. The whole lineup, feeds off of Acuna's presence because of the energy he brings. Yeah. This is going to be a very detrimental loss for Atlanta. By the way, did you see So on the play that happened, Jazz Chisholm hit a ball that ended up being an inside the park home run because of Acuna's injury. Obviously, he went down, and the Marlins tweeted out a video of the highlight, being like, "You want to watch Jazz hit a inside the park home run?" And then today there was a tweet where it said like jobs available in Miami, Florida, social media assistant for the Miami Marlins.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
I wonder why. I wonder what happened.
Right. So yeah, that's the state of the Braves. Obviously you wish him well, and I mean, 9-10 months, that'll be, he won't be ready for the beginning of next season. He'll be ready, within the first couple months maybe. So it changes your outlook on 2021 Braves and beyond that as well, because of the implications. All right, do we want to get into our midseason awards?
Let's do it.
I think
I didn't prepare a ton of numbers for this, but
me neither.
I feel like a lot of them are pretty runaway at this point.
Yeah, I think we should say like our midseason awards, and we should like say if we think they're gonna win it overall.
Sure.
By season's end. I mean, most of them probably are like pretty well on track, but it's hard to say. All right, so we'll start off like how they announce, regular awards at award season. We'll start off with American League Rookie of the Year. What do you got?
American League Rookie of the Year. The field isn't super deep this year. None of the big time prospects have really performed, but the standout guy I think is Adolis Garcia. Texas Rangers was the Rookie of the Month in May. He's had a fantastic year so far. Obviously, he's an all-star, and I think the one thing that can certainly be improved with his game is the strikeout to walk ratio.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's striking out at a 30% rate, walking at a less than 5% rate. So, but other than that, he's hit the ball really well, slugging .527 on the year. It's a pretty easy choice for me. I'd go with Adolis Garcia. And am I saying now if I think I'll win it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say I do think he wins it. I think it's barring a big surge from someone like Wander Franco or Jared Kelenic, but I mean, a lot of his stats show that he's probably going to keep it going. He's 84th percentile in average exit velocity, 79th percentile in hard hit rate, 92nd percentile in barrel percentage, 83rd percentile in expected slugging, also 97th percentile in outs above average, 70th percentile outfielder jump, 78th percentile sprint speed. Just about every part of his game, outside of the strikeouts and the walks, are pretty excellent and show that, it shows that he can slug like this, going forward. So I would stick with Adolis Garcia for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Garcia's definitely made a name for himself.
It's funny. The second best American League rookie is probably also named Garcia.
Luis Garcia of the Astros. Yeah, I mean, mid-season AL Rookie of the Year. I have Adolis Garcia as well. He leads all AL rookies in offensive runs above average, FWAR, and all American League position player rookies in Baseball Reference WAR. They kind of have Baseball Reference WAR has Casey Mize's wins above replacement a little messed up. It's kind of weird.
Right.
He's and just a general thing. He's hitting .270 with an 840 OPS, 8 stolen bases, and he is tied for 11th among all fielders in outs above average. So yeah, we both have Adolis Garcia. He's kind of the clear option, and I'm trying to see if I think potentially there's another guy that can take the reign, because I feel like Rookie of the Year, it's kind of a fragile award. You can kind of go on a slump.
You can win it in a month. Yeah, you can lose it in a month.
Right. I mean, yeah, you mentioned Luis Garcia. He's someone that could potentially mess with that. There's 3 guys I'm maybe thinking of that could win it by year's end. Casey Mize, Cole Irvin, and Luis Garcia.
Barring any of the big name prospects, obviously, as well.
Right. I'm going to say I think by year's end, and I think he's getting a more significant role in the rotation. I think Luis Garcia is going to take that award by season's
end. You
end.
think he steals it? Okay, that would be the second Astro in 3 years to win it.
Yeah, because I mean, with the way Odolis Garcia strikes out, I could see a little bit of a drop off. But he's definitely stayed good. Pretty much, most of the year. You have ups and downs naturally, and he's got a very, very good glove. He's, tied for 11th and outs above average among all fielders. All right, National League Rookie of the Year. This one's kind of easy.
This one's definitely a lot easier. It's Trevor Rogers from the Miami Marlins. He's really come up big for them. In a year where Sixto Sanchez was sort of, the headliner in that rotation among the younger guys. He's gone down with an injury, and it looks like his timetable is not very good. Trevor Rogers has stepped up big time. I have a stat. He is one of 6 pitchers in the history of baseball, and this probably isn't sustainable, but as it stands right now, he's one of 6 pitchers in the history of baseball to have a qualifying season with a 175 or higher ERA plus, 0.5 or less home runs per 9, and 10 or more strikeouts per 9. The other 5 pitchers to have done that in a qualifying season, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Jacob deGrom, Clayton Kershaw, and Trevor Bauer. And add Trevor Rogers to that list.
Yeah, and one of them, Rogers already has more innings than Bauer did last year.
This is Bauer in 2018.
Oh, Bauer in 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, add Trevor Rogers to the list.
And also, one thing I was really picking up on, there are a lot of parallels between this season and another really good Miami Marlins rookie starting pitcher season.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think back to 2013.
That's right. Jose Fernandez also had a 176 ERA plus in his rookie season. That's exactly what Rogers is at.
Wow.
His home runs per 9 was at 0.5. Rogers is at 0.4. And Fernandez's strikeouts per 9 were at 9.7. Rogers is at 10.8. So he's actually, there are, like I said, a lot of parallels between the 2 rookie seasons there in Florida.
Yeah.
South Florida.
That's pretty what, when I was thinking about the Marlins rotation kind of playing a role this year, I was, you think about Sanchez, Lopez, and Alcantara. Mm-hmm. But Rogers, just getting in the mix.
Yeah, that rotation looks very good going forward when they get Sixto back.
Oh, yeah. It
looks like a top rotation in the game, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. And they're all very, very young. I think the oldest guy out of there might be 26 or 27.
Mm-hmm. And none of them have been on the team super long either, so it's not like...
Mm-hmm.
Pablo might be ARB eligible, Sandy's definitely ARB eligible, but other than that, no one's hitting free agency anytime soon.
The other 2 are under control for a while.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree. Trevor Rogers is also my NL Rookie of the Year. Leads all MLB rookies, Major League Baseball rookies in Baseball Reference WAR and Fangraphs WAR. And yeah, 2.31 ERA, 2.49 FIP, 3.22 expected ERA in 101 1/3 innings pitched. So he could get up close to 200 innings in his rookie year, which would be pretty astounding. Now to probably our least favorite award. It sucks because I bet the people who like eye tests definitely love this award.
Yeah.
But we're not a fan of that. We like digging into numbers, but you can't really do. You have to really just.
And by the way, we forgot to mention this. Trevor Rogers is going to win the award.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We don't even need to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Rogers is going to maintain it. I don't think anyone else is going to catch up to him. So yeah. Manager of the Year. We'll start in the American League. I think we probably would have the same guy.
I got Alex Cora.
Yep.
Yeah. The Red Sox, they had the 4th overall pick in the draft last night just to show where they were at in 2020. Alex Cora comes back, and they have one of the best records in baseball.
Yep.
They're on pace to win, I think, 98, 99 games, something like that.
Yep.
I think the only thing stopping him is the team maybe not winning the division because I think realistically Tony La Russa could win it as well.
Yeah.
As sad as that sounds, because I mean that the White Sox are probably the biggest division lock right now, specifically because the Twins just free fell this entire year.
Right, right, yeah.
As weird as that sounds, I think maybe like Charlie Montoyo if the Blue Jays surge, maybe Scott Service or Joe Madden if the Mariners or Angels surge. But other than that, I still think the safest bet is Alex Cora. He hasn't won it before, so and he's a quote unquote first year manager.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a unique situation where you literally see what the team did with him, what they did after, what they did without him, and then what they did when he came right back. He won a World Series with them in 2018. Not a great year in 2019, but then 2020, Ron Renicky was managing. They went 24-36. Luckily, I mean, like, it worked. It really worked out.
It is very crazy. The Red Sox tanked in a 60-game year.
Yep.
Where the fans didn't have to suffer that much. Brought back Alex Cora, have the best record in one of the best records in baseball, and they got the #1 prospect in the draft.
Yeah.
Like what a sequence for the Boston Red Sox. That's how you rebuild.
The Pirates, Rangers, and Tigers all passed on him.
Yeah. I understand why they did for the most part.
Yeah, I understand why.
We can get into that later, but the only team that I really think fumbled it was the Tigers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was the first draft I kind of paid attention to.
I was saying most times in the draft, it's like this is such a crapshoot. Like, just take someone who you like, and whatever. Like, I remember in 2015, I really wanted the Red Sox to take Carson Fulmer. Because the team needed pitching, and he was a really good pitching prospect out of Vanderbilt, which is a pitching factory, of course. And they took Andrew Benintendi instead, and I got really mad. And then after that, I was like, all right, you know what? No more getting mad about draft picks.
Right.
You know what? Like, I don't know. I don't scout these guys.
Oh yeah, I was actually telling my parents about it, but it was funny story about Red Sox failed first round picks. I was at spring training in like 2014 or 2015. I remember
you told me about this.
Yeah, and I got an autograph, and then I saw the last name and it said Ball for Trey Ball, and I was like, yes, this guy's a 7th overall pick. The Red Sox drafted this like 2-way sort of left-handed pitcher out of high school named Trey Ball, and I don't even know if he got to Double-A.
I think he straight up was in rookie ball or like low A ball.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah, 7th overall.
I remember Trey Ball from A ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So his autograph is somewhere in my house. I mean, back to the award. I mean, yeah, I think Alex Cora's the pretty clear choice. I mean, I know that La Russa is a first-year manager, but the team went 35-25 last year.
They're also 28-30 when they don't face like the worst 4 teams in the American League. Because they went 7-0 against the Orioles this year. Congrats, you did it.
Red Sox are in a tougher division. They've, I think they're like 4-2 against the Rays. They're 6-0 against the Yankees. They're beating good teams. I
think they have a winning record against the Blue Jays too.
Yep. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, they do.
I believe
they do.
so.
They do. They won 2 series and then they split a 4-gamer.
Oh yeah, because of the JD home run.
Yep.
I remember now.
Yep.
In Dunedin. Dunedin.
Yeah.
In terms of who, I think he's gonna win. Even if they get a wild card spot, I think they win. I think that in order for
But if they win the division, it's a sealed deal.
Oh yeah. If he doesn't win, if he doesn't make the playoffs, then you don't give him manager of the year, because then also they blew it.
Yeah, I'll stick with my guts and say he wins it.
Yeah, because
he fits the tendencies.
They're not going to give it to Kevin Cash again.
No, they won't give it to Aaron Boone again, even if the Yankees don't lose a game in the second half and finish the season.
Right?
Can they already wait? Can the Yankees already not be as good as 1998?
They're like 5 losses away or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to pull off. So yeah, Alex Cora, we both believe is midseason manager of the year and will end up midseason or overall manager of the year in 2021.
Right.
National League manager of the year. I think there's two good candidates.
Oh, mine is just Gabe Kapler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's yours?
Gabe Kapler.
Who was the other one?
Craig Counsell.
Yeah, Craig Counsell's a good one. Has he already won it?
No,
I don't think he has, though, because they gave it to Snitker in 2018.
I thought he should have won it in 2018, but they gave it to Snitker.
I mean, I don't know. The Giants are in a ridiculous division with two powerhouses. Yep. The Brewers are in a more weak division where, I think the favorite for a lot of people is under 500 at the break. And, that was really the only legitimate threat for them to win the division. So, realistically, I mean, the Giants were my sleeper team. And when I said that, I was thinking, like, they might sneak into that second wild card spot. Now we're talking they have the best record in baseball at the break, and they might win the division.
Yeah.
Against two powerhouse teams.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I mean, the entire narrative appropriately was the top two teams in the National League West, duking it out. Dodgers, Padres, they might feed off the rest of the division. The Giants, I mean, they kind of surprised us last year. They almost got into the playoffs as kind of a depleted roster, but I mean, 57-32 in a division with the Dodgers and Padres, and I looked at the win breakdowns last night. They were like super amazing against above 500 teams as well. So yeah, I went with Gabe Cap. I'm going with Gabe Kapler. By the end of the year,
I'm still going to say yes. All he has to do is make the wild card, and that looks very likely at this point because the other two divisions look very depleted.
Yeah, I don't see Luis Rojas getting it in that division, potentially by the end of the year. So yeah, I'll say Gabe Kapler sticks with the Manager of the Year award.
I did too.
In the National League. All right, on to an intriguing vote with the pitchers. American League Cy Young. Who do you got?
I said last show, this guy's one start away from, setting him up as the favorite. My pick is Carlos Rodon. He was my AL Cy Young midseason. The guy has the best. He's the best ERA in the American League, I believe. He has 13.05 strikeouts per nine. 3 of his 4 peripherals are better than Garrett Cole's. And I'm not throwing anything against Garrett Cole. He's just the other competitor in this race. He's virtually better at most of the things than any other pitcher in the American League so far this season. I don't know how sustainable it is, but he also has the no-hitter as like a good moment. And he almost threw a perfect game in that same start. I don't really need much else to say other than I think Carlos Rodon currently is my Cy Young.
All right, I have Garrett Cole as my midseason American League Cy Young. He's third overall rankings. He's not first in a lot. He's third in innings pitched with 114 and a third, fourth in ERA with a 2.68, third and fifth with a 2.90, third in strikeouts per nine with an 11.6, first in WHIP with a 0.93, first in strikeout to walk ratio with a 6.7, third in FWAR, and first in BWAR. I think he has 24 and 2/3 more innings pitched than Rodon. I think.
Yeah, Rodon is 89. Garrett Cole is 100. I think 14.
Yeah, and I couldn't ignore that.
That is very valid.
He's also made 3 more starts, and I think their ERAs are close enough where I have to favor Cole because of the innings. So
I just know that the baseball writers, they like consistency.
Yeah.
And Garrett Cole obviously had a rough stretch from basically June to that Red Sox start. So that's kind of why I picked Rodon. And obviously we're talking about if we think they'll win it. I don't think Carlos Rodon wins it. I think Garrett, especially after that last start against Houston.
Yeah.
I think Garrett Cole wins the Cy Young.
Right. Yeah. I mean Cole had a banner start against Houston on
129
Saturday.
pitches.
Yeah, it was it was a throwback for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and none of that, but his 129th pitch was 99 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy to think about what he's capable of, even without sticky substances or what have you. Yeah. So I got Garrett Cole midseason, and I'm with you. I think he's gonna end up winning it.
Do we even need to go over NL Cy Young?
I mean, we'll acknowledge it.
Yeah.
National League's.
Yeah. So anyway, Kevin Gausman's had an incredible season. No. I mean, he has.
Who
yes.
leads the NL and wins?
Yeah. I saw someone the other day was like 11-4 with like a mid ERA. Don't go to batting stats.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
You can just go on dashboard. You don't even have to go to standard. Yeah. No, Fangraphs is for everybody. Yeah. So anyway, Julio Urias. That's who it was. That's exactly. Oh no, it was Hendricks. Julio Urias.
It's a battle.
11-3. Yeah, 11-3. 106 in the third innings pitched. 119 strikeouts. Julio Urias is far and away the National League Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, Urias. He's on a. Not that good of an offense. The Dodgers. They don't have any run support for him. That's why he's only 11-3.
You could never picture them scoring 22 runs in a game.
Yeah, never.
No,
never. That could never be a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Urias 11-3 with a. I mean, I don't like to go too into advanced stats, but a 3.64 ERA.
Yeah.
That's probably the the most advanced I'll get.
I mean, listen, it doesn't how many ERAs does it take to win a game?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But yeah, I guess our consensus pick would be Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, we don't need to look into it
for context on Mr. deGrom. He is the National League leader in
everything.
Hits per nine with 3.8, walks per nine with 1.1, strikeouts with 146, strikeouts per nine with 14.3, WHIP with a .54, strikeout to walk ratio with a 13.3, FIP with a 1.23, ERA with a 1.08, ERA plus with 363, and Fangraphs wins above replacement.
He gives up a base runner just about every 2 innings.
Yep, once or every 4 innings he'll just let 2 guys on when he wants to, and then 4 more innings of perfect baseball. Yeah. Even with whatever potential innings difference, I ignore that with deGrom because his ERA is like 0.65 below the next best guy. So I choose to ignore that.
Yeah.
So now on to the most valuable player awards.
Mm-hmm.
American League MVP. We talked about this with Kyle, and I think it's definitely evolved.
It's very much evolved, and the correct answer is Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
Chris, we can throw whatever numbers we want at each other, but let me just say this. We're recording this on July 12th, 2021. 1 month ago, June 12th, 2021. What was the biggest story in baseball?
June 12th.
June 12th. What were we talking about?
Was it? Sticky stuff.
It was sticky stuff.
Yeah.
It was a big scandal going on in baseball. Not a very good look for baseball when the biggest story going is a big scandal that spreads throughout the entire league.
Yeah.
We are now recording on July 12th. What is the biggest story in baseball?
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani. And think about this. When was the last time you saw some sort of headline regarding to the sticky stuff? Because I think I know what it was. What's the most recent thing that really pops into your mind?
Is it obvious? Because I'm thinking about Hector Santiago.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that was 2.5 weeks ago. There hasn't really been much talk about the sticky substances since Hector Santiago got ejected. Everybody and their mother is talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
This dude is literally saving the reputation of the 2021 season by himself. That's all you need to know for most valuable player.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani. he's definitely shown a light. He's starting. He's going to be the starting pitcher for the American League, and he's going to be leading off.
And he's going to be in the home run derby tonight.
And he's the one seed, might we add?
Yeah.
In the home run derby.
33 home runs.
The leader in barrels per plate appearance. It's insane.
Like, if you took out his pitching, he's still having a ridiculously good season. He's still the MVP if you just look at his hitting.
Very likely.
And it's like, oh, by the way, he also has 11 strikeouts per 9.
Yeah. He's 67 innings of solid work.
Yeah. It's the first year that he's really been putting it all together.
Yeah.
This is a season that we're going to be talking about years down the road.
Yeah,
we're still talking about Bob Gibson's 1968. We're still talking about Pedro's 99, 2000. We're going to talk about Shohei Ohtani's 2021 to our kids, our grandkids, generations beyond ourselves.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. And I think, with Ohtani, with his ability with the bat and, pitching, it might be a thing of, Bonds in the early 2000s. When is the next time we're going to see an MVP that's not Shohei Ohtani? It's hard to say that because he hasn't won one yet. But the direction things are going, it seems like it's just going to be Ohtani for a while.
Yeah, and you mentioned Bonds. Think about this effect. I look at Barry Bonds' baseball reference page and I look at his, 01 through 04. Obviously, I was a baby back then, so I don't remember it. And all I can think is, I can only imagine watching an MVP season where a guy has a 1422 OPS. That must have been crazy to watch, and it'll never happen again. Our kids are going to look at Shohei Ohtani and be like, man, I couldn't imagine a season where a guy had a 1050 OPS and also a 125 ERA plus with 11 strikeouts per 9. I can't imagine what that must have been like to watch.
Right. Yeah. We're very lucky to be in this position. And just for numbers' sake, for reference, he has a full win above replacement more than the next best player, and this is on Baseball Reference where they have the total pitching plus hitting. He is second in offensive runs above average, first in home runs with 33, first in slugging with a 698. Then he also has 67 innings pitched with a 3.49 ERA, 3.7 FIP, 3.72 expected ERA, and 132 ERA plus. So his OPS plus is in the upper 100s, 170 something, ERA plus 132.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story about Ohtani's season so far?
Go ahead.
So, shout out to my friends. If you're listening, you know who you are. I am in a league, sort of a fantasy league with a bunch of people that I'm friends with through my baseball Instagram page at MLB Editors. And every year, in 2019, we started doing our own fantasy baseball league where we strictly grade based off of F4. We draft a team at the beginning of the season. Whoever's team accumulates the most F4 throughout the season is the winner. And we had a discussion on how we're going to handle Shohei Ohtani. And what we did is we decided you can use him as a utility player and you get his pitching and his batting points. So our Angels friend in the group picked Ohtani in the 3rd round this year. And we were like, okay, he's just going to put him as a utility man. And then 2 rounds later, he just forgot about that and drafted Nelson Cruz, who can only be used as a utility player. So now he can only use Ohtani for pitching points this year.
Oh my god.
Which is brutal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really just screwed himself over.
That's one of 3 guys you couldn't have drafted if you also wanted Ohtani.
Yeah.
It's Nelson Cruz, Yordan Alvarez, JD Martinez. Those are basically the only 3 guys you could not have drafted.
Right.
And 2 rounds later, he took Cruz.
That is, that's tough.
He's missing out on 4 wins, which is huge.
Exactly. Where is he placed in the league?
Oh, he's last.
Oh.
I think he's either 9th or 10th out of 10 people. Let me check the standings right now. So you can really get what's his offensive wins above replacement right now? Do you know off the top of your head?
Ohtani, I mean, it's got to be
3.5, 4.
5.5.
Okay.
Maybe.
It doesn't make that. Okay.
Or no, not 5, 4.5.
So he's at 19.8. The leader he's in 9th. The leader's at 30.4. So, that cuts the deficit between him and the leader just about in half.
Yeah. Tough.
And he would also be, if you add 4.5 to that, to 19.8, it's basically, he'd basically be in the middle. Yeah, wow.
Tough.
I'm in second, if anyone's wondering.
That is tough
Yeah.
for the Angels fan that
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, midseason AL MVP Shohei Ohtani, and yeah, I think he's gonna have it by the
Yeah, I
end,
do
by
think
year's
so.
end. Yeah, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
how it will happen. All right, National League MVP. Who do you got? This is an interesting race.
I got Jacob deGrom. I do. I probably would have picked Acuna if he didn't get hurt. I mean, I guess Acuna was my first half MVP, but going forward, he's obviously not going to win it.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Jacob deGrom. I mean, what else is there to say? Like, he's also having a legitimately historical season as a pitcher that we've really never seen before. He's
Yeah.
a 1.08 ERA, and that's after a few bad starts.
Yeah.
But bad by his standard, where he let up a couple runs.
Yeah, and he has a higher ERA plus than anyone did last year, and last year they like they had a lot less innings than deGrom has this year.
Exactly.
For numbers on deGrom, I have Jacob deGrom as well for National League MVP. At this point in the season, he has more overall B WAR than any National League position player. He has as much or more win probability added than any National League position player, and he leads all National League pitchers in position player FWAR, meaning he has the most contributions as a batter and fielder out of the National League pitchers. So, like, not only does he have his 108 ERA and 1.23 FIP in over 90 innings, he also has been an above average offensive player in his limited time batting, but he's got 33 plate appearances. He's got an OPS plus and weighted runs created plus above 100. So that adds a little bit to it as well, which is kind of funny. Like you got two pitchers as the midseason MVPs currently, which is funny. I mean, like, outside of numbers, every start has been a game the Mets should win with Jacob deGrom. That's what he brings there. They suck with him on the mound, and they're still 11-4 when he starts. But I don't think deGrom is gonna win the MVP for the full season. I think Fernando Tatis Jr. is gonna take over and win that MVP.
I'm gonna stick with my guns and say deGrom wins it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way Tatis is going, like, he also has something pretty special going on. There's potential. I don't think he'll do it, but there's potential for a 40-40 season. And he also has improved his defense since the first month of the year, which is nice. All right, so that wraps it up for the Above Replacement Radio Midseason Awards.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Brandon Lau, you did not go back to back.
My apologies, Max Fried. You did not win Midseason National League Cy Young. Yeah, I actually was looking back at my midseason picks from last year to see like how I did prep. So that's the only reason I remember.
Was Brandon Lau was my midseason AL MVP.
Yeah, I mean he was certainly the best position player.
Yeah.
Like there was no one breaking away.
Did you have Shane Bieber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was inspired because Jeff Passan had him, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, he's totally right.
I mean, not a bad person to listen to.
Right.
Especially if you're on this program and
Yeah, he wouldn't be a bad guy to listen to like around episode 62 of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't be bad to listen to at all.
Yeah, it definitely is entitled Daniel interviewed Jeff Passan.
Yeah. Definitely not, just a random 15-minute interview of great insight from Jeff Passan.
Yeah.
All right. So, that does it for Midseason Awards. All right, now we get into our players to highlight.
Yeah, we do.
Just a fair warning for everyone listening. We will be taking a one-episode break from the players to highlight as there's no games being played. We're not going to be like...
No, no games that go on Baseball Reference pages being counted.
We're not going to be like, Cedric Mullins is 2 for his last 2 in exhibition games.
In All-Star Game history, he is the third Orioles player to go 2 for 2.
Yeah.
How about that?
Right. Yeah. In his last or since July 12th,
He leads the league in extra base hits with 2.
Since July 12th, Gregory Soto has a negative 1.5 FIP as he struck out the side. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. We'll be.
I think maybe I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. And,
I mean, to be fair, like the baseball, the StatHead Game Finder does actually include All-Star Game, so maybe we can tweet some stats.
oh yeah,
Maybe we will.
maybe we will.
If we find something. But it's got to be special. It can't just be like Fernando Tatis Jr. is the 15th Padres shortstop in All-Star Game history.
Right. Yeah, we can't be doing
Even
that.
though that's definitely not a thing.
Yeah. Also, we would be mean to be doing slightly alarming statistics.
Yeah, no.
That's not going to be a thing. Since July 12th, Adolis Garcia is hitting 0-0-0 with an 0-0-0 OPS.
With 100% strikeout rate
Yeah.
and 0%
Went
walk
0
rate.
for 1 off the bench.
Yeah.
And man,
His strikeout rate is in the 0th percentile
right.
among hitters with 2 plate appearances.
Yeah. No hard hit balls. It's bad. All right, so now we get into our Monday, July 12th, 2021 edition of. So who do you got?
I mean, just going another mock slightly alarming. I'm looking at Joey Gallo today. His average launch angle since July 12th, 53 degrees. It's not good.
Yeah. And now for our how about that, Matt Olson has 55 home runs since July 12th. He leads all of baseball.
That is true.
Yeah.
He leads on fastballs lower than 75 miles per hour.
Yeah. If you get a fastball, if he gets a fastball between 65 and 70 miles,
that's like
per
right
hour,
over the heart of the plate.
Yeah.
His home run percentage is like 82%. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. So we won't be opening that Pandora's box.
Can of worms. Yeah.
So who do you got for how about that?
Chris, I'm going to ask you a trivia question, and you're going to answer it. Who do you think has the longest active hit streak in the majors, and how long do you think it is?
Longest active hit streak in the majors. Well, it's not my how about that, so it's not him. It's not someone who. What division?
American League West.
American League West.
That might be a giveaway.
Huh. I nothing's coming to mind right now.
David Fletcher.
Oh, David Fletcher.
David Fletcher has a
right.
24-game hit streak.
Oh, yeah, they were talking about it on the Red Sox broadcast.
Yeah. He's been killing it lately. Since June 13th when it started, he is slashing 439, 455, 522, 1047. And here's a little interesting note. His average during this hit streak is 60 points higher than it was during the first 24 games of Joe DiMaggio's hit streak.
Oh, wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, repeat that again?
David Fletcher's hit streak during his batting average during the hit streak is 60 points higher than Joe DiMaggio's was during the first 24 games of his hit streak.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's pretty big.
Yep. Since the day the streak started, he is hitting 485 against fastballs, and that is the highest average among the 225 hitters who have seen at least 150 fastballs. And this is probably my favorite part of it. We talk a lot about how David Fletcher is like a supreme contact hitter.
Yep.
And like how he's just just above everyone else in that regard, except for like Nick Madrigal, and that's like it. This is my favorite thing. Fletcher has seen 184 fastballs since the day the streak started. 92 of them have resulted in batted balls.
Wow.
Exactly half. Like 1 out of every 2 fastballs David Fletcher sees is a batted ball. Like that means they don't count, swings and misses, foul balls, pitches he doesn't swing at all. half of them are batted balls, which is insane.
Wow.
That is also the highest frequency among that group of 225 hitters.
So yeah, David Fletcher. First guy to do an above replacement radio comeback special. He was a slightly alarming
That's true.
earlier in the year. So yeah, he's come back.
He's back. Yeah.
So yeah, Chris Bryant was a freeze over, an ARR freeze over. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it.
We gotta think of names. But yeah, the first man to do the above replacement radio comeback special. So
yeah, I think those are both good names.
Shout out to him. I actually do have another freeze over coming up. But my how about that is a different infielder out of the West, National League West. I mean, he's been doing it pretty much last like couple months, but specifically in the last week, he's really turned it up. Brandon Crawford, under the midseason National League Manager of the Year, Gabe Kapler. Brandon Crawford, overall this year, hitting .289 with a .921 OPS. This is probably his best year of his career thus far, and he's 34 years old. He ranks 7th among all fielders in outs above average as well. So doing it on offense and defense. Also, he ranks 2nd among all Major League Baseball shortstops in Baseball Reference WAR. And in his last 8 games, he is hitting .594 with a 1455 OPS. He's really been killing it.
How many Giants players, like, in their at least age 34 season have we gone over, and how about that? Because we obviously you did Crawford, I did Longoria, you did Posey, but you also did the whole pitching staff.
Yeah.
Like Alex Wood, is he?
Nah, I think those are older guys. Also, how about that for Ted Williams, as he also had a higher average than DiMaggio during his streak.
People forget.
While the streak was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Chris is gonna march into the Hall of Fame tomorrow, and he's gonna like be yelling at the cashier's face.
It's like, why don't you have his 84 game on base streak on his plaque? It's a more important record.
It's way cooler.
He got on base. He didn't always get on base via hit, but he got on base.
There's like a random tour guide just going with some people. It's like, don't let these people lie to you.
Yeah. I go to Derek Jeter's plaque. I'm like, 218 with runners in scoring position in the playoffs.
Go to Harold Baines' plaque. That's it. That's the whole joke.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Not great. Yeah, so we've gone over Posey, Longoria, and Crawford. All right, So now we go from the highs to the lows, where we're talking about players or subjects that have been underperforming for our July 12th, 2021 edition of
Slightly Alarming.
So what do you got for us?
I'm looking at a player who had very high hopes in the 2020 season, but then he could have been a freeze-over in 2020. We just didn't talk about him on this segment. And he's continued that slide. Charlie Blackmon. On August 11th of 2020, you probably remember the story with Charlie Blackmon. He was flirting with a 400 season. In fact, he was hitting 500 through his first 17 games of last season. And since then, since August 12th of 2020, so over the last 11 months, he is slashing 245, 332, 351, 683 for a 73 weighted runs created plus in 126 games. And among the 91 players with at least 450 plate appearances since that date, by the way, Blackmon has exactly 500, so I could have cherry-picked this completely, but I went with 450 because all this still holds true. Among those 91 players, Blackmon's 0.0 F-WAR, 73 weighted runs created plus, 351 slugging, and negative 15.6 offensive runs above average is the very worst in the majors among those 91 hitters. His ground ball rate is also at 51.3% this season, which crushes his career high, which was 45.4% in 2012, where he only had 121 plate appearances, so not a full season. His launch angle is also at 7.8 degrees, the lowest it's been his entire career. The previous low was 13.4 degrees in 2017, almost double what it is now. So we might be looking at I mean, we are looking at a declining Charlie Blackmon right before our very eyes. His contract is technically up this year, but he has a player option for 2022 and 23, which I'm assuming he's probably going to take it because he's getting paid more than he's been worth on the field ever since this date. And we are watching an aging Charlie Blackmon right before our eyes.
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon.
Slightly alarming.
And it's not even like, he's been a product of Coors Field. He actually has reverse splits. He has a 698 OPS at Coors Field and a 750 OPS away from Coors Field in 2021, which is a bit weird. I was actually looking at this. TOPS Plus is a stat on Baseball Reference that measures OPS Plus with a split in regards to that player.
Yeah.
So he has a 90, I think 3 TOPS Plus at home, which would mean that he has a 107 TOPS Plus on the road.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of 9 Rockies players to have a TOPS Plus below 93 at home in any qualifying season or something like that.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, even with park factor, players are usually just disproportionately better at Coors. Blackmon, he was a how about that pretty early in the 2020 season, and haven't really heard from him since. My slightly alarming is a freeze over. He is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah, he was a twice how about that, and now a slightly alarming.
He was a 2020 how about that, 2021 how about that, and now 2021 slightly alarming.
That's a big freeze over.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't mention him if I hadn't done a how about that before, because he's not someone who's it's not a big news story when Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is struggling. But at one point, I actually looked back at my notes when he was a how about that. There was a 3-week span where he led the league in F-WAR. So, I mean, it's a big turnaround in the wrong direction. So in his last 17 games, he's hitting 1 of 38 with a 358 OPS and 1 weighted run created plus.
Just one.
Just one.
We're not even using it in plural. Just one rated run created.
Yeah, just say weighted run created plus right there. Just a sad old one.
Yeah.
In the span, he ranks 3rd to last in average, last in on-base percentage, 2nd to last in slugging, last in OPS, last in weighted runs created plus, and last in wins above replacement. Also in the span, this is kind of what's eye-opening. His hard hit rate is 25%, and his ground ball rate is 69.1%.
Not nice.
Not nice. It's
nice, but it's not nice.
Yeah, right. League average is about 45%. I understand if you ground a little more, but when you're grounding the ball almost 70% of the time, that's not a recipe for success, batting-wise. So Isaiah Kiner-Falefa getting the freeze over treatment, and
Slightly alarming.
so that
Wow.
that does it for players to highlight.
The,
Preview of the week ahead. What's going on? What's going on this week?
So my favorite pitching matchup: Max Scherzer versus Shohei Ohtani.
It's gonna be great
on Tuesday in Colorado. Gonna be interesting. Random note: Darren Baker, who you might remember from the 2002 World Series. He ran onto the field.
Yes.
And he just got drafted by the Nationals.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which makes sense. We were 2 years old when that happened. He was probably around the same age. And now just a reminder, people our age are getting drafted, and we're talking about Isaiah Kiner-Falefa's 1 weighted run created plus.
Yeah, it's
it really puts it in perspective.
Yeah, I would assume whoever's listening probably has gone through this stage, but we're going through the stage where it's like we're accepting that star athletes are going to be younger than us.
Yeah. I mean, Wander Franco is 10 months younger than me.
Yep.
That one hurts.
He's younger than me as well. And, the Red Sox just drafted a guy 2 years younger than us.
Yeah.
Even 3 years.
Wander Franco was not even conceived when I was born.
Right.
That one's scary.
Yeah. And it's just going to keep going. Time marches on. There's this one song off the Malcolm in the Middle soundtrack. You're older than you've ever been, and now you're getting older. So that's us. That was us MLB draft night for sure. All right. Well, that does it. There's no preview of the week ahead.
Yeah. I mean, well,
obviously.
okay, let me ask
Oh,
you
right.
this.
Yeah, we got to talk about the.
All-Star game predictions. Home run derby prediction, go ahead.
I don't know why. There's no statistical reason.
There is no real statistical way to go about the home run derby.
I mean, I was looking at like exit velocity barrels, but Shohei and Gallo should be the clear favorites in my mind based off of those numbers. I think round by round I have Shohei beating Soto. I have Alonso beating Perez, although I think it would be funny if Perez just went through and annoyed everybody.
That would piss me off. He's by far the lamest person in this.
He's the most unwanted guy in there. And then I think Story might be able to feed off the home crowd and maybe push past Gallo, but Gallo would be tough to beat. But I did one of those brackets. I have a Story going.
And it would be cool to see Mancini make it out of that round, but he is facing Matt Olson.
Yeah, it's tough. I have Olson. Yeah, I have Olson going. So then I have Olson versus Story, Shohei versus Alonso, and I have Shohei and Olson in the final, and I have Olson winning.
Oh wow! Okay,
Yeah.
So I got to roll with my guy here. I have picked the same person to win back-to-back NL MVPs. I picked the same guy in 2020 and 2021, and I've said on this program I will pick him every year until he doesn't win it, or until he finally wins it. So I'm going with Juan Soto to win the Derby. It's a hell of an underdog, mostly because of the first round, though. Like, Soto has a much easier path after Ohtani.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he'll have to face one of Alonso and Perez, and Alonso's a tough beat, but if he ends up going, but I think it would be an easier route.
We have the same bracket other than Soto because I have Alonso beating. Actually, no, that's not true. I have Alonso beating Perez. I have Gallo beating Story. I have Olson beating Mancini, and then I have Olson beating Gallo. But then I have Olson losing to Soto. It is very cool the way they set the bracket. How there's 4 lefties and 4 righties, and the second round is guaranteed to be two lefties and 2 righties each going against each other.
Yeah.
Because the second round is going to be Ohtani/Soto versus Alonso/Perez, and then Gallo/ and then possibly Gallo Olson versus possibly Mancini and Story.
Yeah, each matchup will have different strategies.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be hitting home runs in the same spot.
Exactly. This is every MLB The Show player's dream, a home run derby at Coors Field, because in MLB The Show they actually put the Coors effect into the game. So anytime you play an online derby, it's like 90% of the time at Coors Field.
Yep. I feel like it might be tougher on right-handers to potentially win the derby because I just imagine that left center field.
Yeah.
Compared to the right center, the right center field has that high wall that's not too far away, at least in a high elevation area. So yeah, I've got Olson winning. Daniel's got Soto, and yeah, what should we look forward to in the All-Star game?
Shohei Ohtani, obviously.
Yeah. I'm thinking about who's going to get interviewed.
Nolan Arenado. He already returned to Coors Field, but on the national stage, getting to do it again, that's going to be cool. I would say
it's Fernando Tatis
Jr.'s first All-Star game. That's going to be big. Shohei versus Tatis, that's going to be freaking cool.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
It's never happened before. It's never happened before. I don't think.
Never has. That's going to be amazing. And then, let me ask you this. I mean, first of all, who's your All-Star Game MVP?
All-Star Game MVP. There's a lot of candidates. I mean, it would be too obvious to pick Shohei Ohtani.
That's why I'm picking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for him,
I can't wait for when MLB does like the stand up to cancer thing, like they always do in between innings, and then Nick Castellanos leads off the next inning with a bomb to left field.
Right.
First pitch.
Yeah. He doesn't hold up the sign. He's just on deck swinging. just ready to go.
Also, I think this is going to be the first time Joe Buck commentates a game with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, Buck
same with Tatis.
Buck doesn't even do like regular season games anymore.
No, he doesn't.
So
He just does.
He just does
the All-Star game in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, in a situation where Shohei doesn't win, maybe he like has he could even have a shutout inning with maybe one strikeout, and then maybe like flies out a couple at bats. I don't know, but it would be very obvious to pick him. I don't know who. There's a lot of good candidates. Ohtani is the clear favorite. I don't think anyone's won a home run derby and then won All-Star Game MVP.
Which is why I have Soto. Actually, neither of us have Ohtani.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about the starters. There's a good amount of options. I think it'll be maybe a left-handed batter does it. I think the American League is on a winning streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they haven't lost since
2012.
2012. That's wild. That's so weird. 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, they've all won.
Yeah.
Which not that it really matters now because
right.
of the rule change, which I'm for. But
Joey Gallo is going to win All-Star Game MVP.
All right, book it. And then he's going to get traded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
His market value has never been higher.
Yep.
Trade him while you can. Remember when like Machado was like literally basically a Dodger?
Right.
And
yeah.
then, like we all knew his last appearance as an Oriole was going to be in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it was like the next morning, it was like, all right, here's the trade. Manny's going to the Dodgers. This is who's going to the Orioles.
Right.
That was it. That was how it ended.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, the Orioles were on the verge of trading him or should have been on the verge of trading him for months.
Yeah.
Especially after the
That
Seager
trade has
injury.
not really gone down well for them. Like, Yusniel Diaz has not made it to the majors yet.
No.
I don't think he's doing very well.
Yeah, I remember he was in the top 100 prospects, and now he's out of it.
Yeah, that's tough.
So yeah, that does it for this edition of first in-person off Springfield edition of Above Replacement Radio. We hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to follow us on social media, follow me on Twitter at Chris_Gianta. Follow Daniel on both Twitter and Instagram at Daniel_Current, and follow the show Instagram for all the show needs at Above Replacement Radio on Instagram. And we hope you enjoyed this one, and we hope to see you on Thursday, where we are going to be breaking down the American League and what each American League and National League East team should do at the trade deadline, and talk about
this conversation is over.